Don,
Yes.
you have been toiling away in your workshop, which where you are is essentially a shack that's built inside of a rundown skyscraper that has sort of teetered over against another skyscraper.
All right.
And you've set up a corner with walls and pieces of scrap to sort of give yourself some privacy. And that's where you live here in Berky.
Oh, lovely.
It's very lovely.
Homey.
You've lived here a significant portion of your life. Since you were a small, wee, little, ordinary shit. You've grown up here in Berky and learned the ways of the city and all of the weird intricacies that come along with it. And you've gone on plenty of adventures looking for more scrap and knowledge to just sort of spend some time with it because you're not doing much else.
For sure.
Let's say it's probably the middle of the day.
Okay.
Here in Berky, where you are currently, flood seasons come in. So a lot of the ground area is covered in probably anywhere from 6 to 10 feet of water.
Oh.
Every couple of months, the flood raises up. Like, you'll get a bunch of rain, the river overflows, raises up the area, whole place gets flooded out. It's just something that's always been there. And so when flood season comes, everyone who wants to move around on the ground usually does so with like some sort of boat, some little paddle boats or stuff like that. People have been trying to get the supplies together to sort of try and get something a little bit more substantive, but nobody as of yet, at least nobody who lives here, has anything set up like that. You've seen some supply caravanners who've had like boats with engines on them to get across and stuff like that, but nothing too fancy.
For sure.
As it is right now, you've just been kind of tinkering away. You can see Meowbot sort of lazily hovering in the corner. It's probably on idle mode right now. You can just every now and then you can hear it purring from its little speaker box.
Yes.
You yourself have been, like I said, tinkering with some random scrap. Somebody in the town, they all know you. Whenever they find something broken or something interesting, they bring it towards you so that you can help figure out what it is, and then for a small fee, you'll tell them what it is, or you'll just take their shit.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. In this particular instance, it's mostly junk. A lot of garbage, some spare parts, but nothing that you need specifically. So, however you want to handle that particular thing, you can get to it later on. The person has yet to come back to figure that out. But, yeah, it's midday, and as you are sort of tinkering around when Meowbot's in the corner, you do hear what sounds to be footsteps coming along one of the ramps. These, like I said, there's a bunch of skyscrapers here in Berky, and they're all sort of toppled over. And in between the floors are giant ramps that people have built, bridges and stuff, to be able to move across up at the top when the flood has happened and everything like that. And so that's how people get around. Okay. But yeah, you can hear some footsteps coming across one of the ramps that's near you. You don't see it in any direction, but you can hear that's coming from around your wall that you have set up.
Okay. Can I go investigate it?
Absolutely. You step
Quietly.
Sure. So you quietly put down your tools and your scrap that's in front of you, and you step off of your little footstool that you've built for yourself to be able to reach your table. And as you do so, you grab your junk baton, your little walking stick that you have, and you very carefully sort of creep over the corner of the wall, and you peek your eye through one of the holes that are in this mesh wall of chicken wire, concrete, and duct tape. And you see a couple of people walking around. One of them you've recognized. It's another person who happens to live here nearby in the area. You never caught his name because you never really cared. He's never stopped by for your services, and you don't care about people that much, so you never really bothered. Yeah. But the other two people with him, you've never seen before, ever. And so that does kind of pique your interest for a moment. You see them, they're kind of walking across. They're coming over onto the floor that you live on. Your shack is in the corner, but there's a bunch of different shacks that are set up everywhere for different people who live here in the area. You can see this guy ushering him over to another shack, and you see him like kind of look around, make sure no one's looking. Doesn't seem to have noticed you spying on him, and he gives a couple raps on the door. And after a moment, you can hear like the metal fence door thing kind of squeak open, and they slip inside, and you're like, there's something suspicious about that. You're not sure what it is, but that was very suspicious. That doesn't happen a lot around here. Most people are very open, or they don't care.
I'd like to come up with an excuse to walk that way.
Okay.
Is there anything a little past that is anything like a public bench or someone to just peruse and talk with, pretend I know for a little bit, and just tell them to shut up?
Absolutely. There'd probably be a few people walking around. Like the way to think about this floor of the skyscraper is think of it as sort of like a little miniature village. Each floor has its own little miniature village of people that are living on it. And so you see regular people walking around. Near this shack, you see like a bench. There's a guy. You see him just kind of sitting there, kicking a stick.
That guy. I'm going to him.
Yeah, he sees you, and he's like, afternoon?
Good afternoon. I see you enjoying that stick there.
He's like, yeah, I was able to grab one of the dry ones before the flood came in. So this is what I'm doing now.
You gonna whittle that thing down into something fancy?
I don't know. And right now I'm just kind of enjoying it as it is.
Alright, okay. Well, back to it. I'm just gonna sit here, okay? Just
Oh, yeah, and he sort of scoots over on the bench and then kind of goes back to kicking his stick. He's really enjoying it. You can tell.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah. So what are you doing now that you're over here on this bench?
I'd like to kind of perk my ear in the direction to see if I could hear anything.
Sure, absolutely. So, go ahead and you're going to roll a d20. Okay. This is going to be a level 2 intellect task.
Oh, I gotta go on that one. Oh my god.
5. So, you stretch your ear and you're like, these assholes must have marbles in their mouth because you can't understand a goddamn word.
I'm just too old, man.
Yeah. You can hear them talking about something. There's muffled voices going in and out, talking about something. You pick up like a word, like the word like drop zone, and you're like, okay. But everything else is just muffled noises and murmurs.
Well, you said I knew one person that went in there.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna hang out on this bench with a stick guy and wait till they come out.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you sit with his name's Ricky. You sit with Ricky. That's fine. In fact, he tells you that, like, yeah, my name's Ricky, and you're like, I don't care. And he's like, right, and he goes back to kicking his stick. And a good 15 minutes goes by before you notice anything from the shack. After a moment, you hear the squeak of the metal gate once more. and you see just the two people you've never seen before leaving. You see them, they're walking back towards the ramp, probably making for the makeshift lift that you guys have set up.
Yeah. As they walk away, can I just take the time to assess them? I don't think I want to approach them, but I'd like to get an overview of them.
Absolutely. So normally I might make you roll for this, but you are very perceptive. You're training in this. You won't have to roll for this. Cool. So you spot across the way this guy walking fairly confident. He's got sort of a swagger to him. Looks like a troublemaker. You would guess. The term whippersnapper definitely comes to mind. As you see this guy, hooligan, absolutely, hooligan to the utmost. He seems like the kind of person who causes trouble, makes a lot of noise, doesn't let people sleep in, real asshole kind of guy. Just damn kids. You can smell it on him. Okay. He seems to be walking with some sort of package. Seems to be wrapped up in like cloth. And he's just kind of carrying it in one hand as he's walking with his friend. And his friend standing next to him definitely looks like the fall guy. Like, you know how like there's the troublemaker and then the one who always gets in trouble because of the troublemaker? Yeah, this guy is like Tweedledee and Tweedle Dipshit. And that guy is definitely Tweedle Dipshit. Oh, yeah. You can just looking at him, you're like, this son of a bitch.
A total Chad.
Don doesn't know what that is, but absolutely. Oh. Both of them don't seem very well off. I mean, they look like wastelanders just like anyone else. Scavenged clothes. Both of them have some basic, like, leather armor. Most people who are from outside are usually prepared for a trip. They're usually ready for adventures, aka getting shot at, and so most of them who come from the outside are already well armored and going off and everything like that. You do notice that neither of them seem to have a sidearm of any sort.
Okay, so maybe they're not as dangerous. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick around here a little bit longer and see if person that I know pops his face out.
Yeah.
Though that package, it sounds like it looks very light. Is it smaller?
Yeah, it's probably like 1.5 feet long and then maybe like 6 inches wide, but it's wrapped up in cloth, so it's like a little bundle, like a little ball of cloth. You couldn't see what was in it. But yeah, it looked fairly light. He was holding it with one hand. He just kind of had it under his shoulder or under his arm as he's walking. Okay, I'll go and then I'm gonna wait for Guy. Yeah. So another 15 minutes pass. Those people leave. You can hear the lift being activated. It looks like they are leaving that way. But eventually, after I say another 15 minutes. You hear the creak of the gate open, and the guy kind of steps out, and he's just trying not to bring any attention to himself by not bringing any attention to himself. So he steps out, he's just like, very obvious, and starts walking over towards his shack, which is further down the way. He actually walks past you, gives a quick glance over, sees you and Ricky with the stick, and just kind of keeps moving.
I think I'm gonna get up as he's kind of walking and tell him to wait up for an old lady. Maybe help me walk a little bit. I need to go somewhere. If he's willing, of course.
Sure.
A young, scrapping lad.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me, this is going to be a level 2 intellect task. Do you have any skills or assets or anything that might be able to lower that down? You can also spend points from your intellect pool to be able to lower that down.
She's only got her perception. No. I think I'll just give it a roll.
Sure, that's fine.
Cool. What am I rolling?
So you're going to roll a d20. Most of these are going to be d20s. You need a 6 or above.
Okay.
10.
Ooh.
Yeah, so tell me what Don says to this whippersnapper, this hooligan, to try and get him to help you.
Well, I first convince him to help me kind of walk. I need help getting back to my shack, and a young lad like him, I could absolutely use the help. I don't want stick guy over there. He just seems like he'd just trip all over the place. Nobody even cares about him. He tried telling me. It doesn't matter. Anyways, young lad, come help me. So, he'll help me.
Yeah. He walks over. He's like, oh yeah, absolutely. He helps you, grabs your hand, puts like his hand over your arm.
Young lad. Oh, so.
You can tell he's You can tell he's gritting his teeth. He's just like,
Oh, of course, he already knows. So I noticed the 2 young lads that you walked in with. Where are they from?
They're not from around here.
Well, that is obvious. Where are they from?
I don't know where they're from. I just know that they're going somewhere.
Where?
None of my business.
How is it none of your business? You brought them here.
I was just bringing them to go talk to Jack over here. And he points back at the shack that he walked out of.
So how do you know them?
I don't.
Then why did... How were you walking with them? Did you just pick up with some strangers?
No. I was the escort.
Okay, so what were you escorting them to?
To Jack's.
Well, obviously, but you were in there much longer than they were. You must have had a longer discussion.
Were you spying on me?
No, I just happened to be sitting with Stick Boy over there.
Listen, lady, this really doesn't really concern you. I don't know how.
Can't an old lady just go and sit by a man with a stick for a little while?
Yeah.
And then just wait for the youngest lad to come and help me?
Sure, absolutely.
And the most handsome of lads.
Right.
Anyways, I noticed he was carrying something.
Yeah.
He didn't walk in with it.
Sure.
So, did you give him a little present, or did Jack give him a little present?
Wasn't mine, lady.
That's not my question.
Look, Jack needed something delivered. He gave it to the guys. They're taking it to wherever Jack needs it to go. I got nothing. I just needed to escort him. The reason I stayed back behind...
Is Jack available?
He's in his shack right over there.
Then I'll go talk to him if I can't get answers from you.
What are you You needed me to walk in.
What is the point of you? I don't need help. I can walk myself.
And you sort of like let go, and he's just like really confused, just like, what?
Damn kids don't know shit. I walk off with my cane and I start heading towards Jack's shack.
Yeah, so you walk back over towards where Ricky is. You can see the guy, he just looks befuddled. He's just very confused. And after you get a couple of paces away, he turns around and starts walking back, presumably home. And yeah, you're back next to the shack. You can see the creaky metal door, still closed.
Is it locked?
Probably not.
I'm gonna open it.
Yeah, you just open his door.
Okay.
You poke your head in, and you see a very modest-looking shack. This person, Jack here, he's been living here for a little while. He's a fairly newer resident to the area.
Okay.
But he had enough money to be able to buy a shack straight up.
Oh, baller.
Big baller, absolutely.
Well, I'd like to peek in my head and, put on that grandmotherly charm.
Yeah.
Just, Hello? Is anyone in here?
Who the fuck? And you see Jack, like, turning around. You see him, like, quickly, like, stuffing something into a box and closing it. He gets up, he's like, what are you doing here, lady?
Oh, don't mind me. I just wanted to introduce myself. You're new to the neighborhood, aren't you?
Yeah, from, like, 6 months ago. You came over the first day. What the fuck do you want?
Oh, you know... My memory must have passed me by. I'm Dawn. Call me Dawn, okay?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Oh, you're Jack, right?
Yeah, apparently your memory's not that bad.
Oh, fantastic. Are you bringing some hooligans into my neighborhood?
What?
What? Yeah, your little friends. Your little. You doing deals here?
And if I am, lady?
It is my neighborhood. I've been living here for decades.
Look, do you need something? Are you lost?
Yes. I need you to tell me why you had other guy escort some hooligans through my little community, okay? Why? You come in here and you start running the place? I don't think so.
What? Look.
What are you doing here?
Look, I don't know.
What do you got going on? What's going on over there?
Listen, lady, you need to back the fuck off. I don't know.
Fine.
What you're talking about.
Fine. You don't understand. That's fine.
No, I understand. I understand.
I have my eye.
Okay, lady. All right.
As I walk, turning around in the shack, turning my head around in the shack, if you will.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a little perception peek, kind of just see if I can maybe see what he has back there.
Oh yeah, sure. So that's gonna be a level 3 intellect-based task.
Okay.
So that's a 9 or above you need on the D20. Do you have anything that would help you with that?
Perception.
Absolutely, that would definitely help you. So that's gonna lower it down to a level 2. So
Okay.
I need
awesome.
a 6 or above.
All right, I'm sure I can do that. D20.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
5. So you turn to like get ready to leave, and then you turn back and you do a quick once over, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he starts to like push you out, like, "Get out of here, lady." And you're like, fine. So you leave. You didn't get a good look at much else. His shack that he's got set up, like I said, it's very modest, but the fact that he was able to pay for it outright, that you remember, like that's important. He had a box that he was stuffing something into. You didn't get quite a look at what was going on, but you did see that it was the same kind of cloth that the package that he handed off to the other guy was wrapped in.
Okay. Well, on my way out, I'm gonna take my stick and kind of hit his gate.
Yeah, the door closes and just like some clang, clang, clang.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go over to Stick Boy.
Okay. Yeah, you see Ricky. He's still sitting there. He's picked up the stick now.
Hey, Ricky, right?
Yeah. What?
Let me see that stick.
The stick?
Yeah, let me just see.
I mean, very confused. Hands it over.
Okay. I'm gonna. I got my pocket knife on me.
Yeah.
Can I pull that out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Start whittling away at it a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. What are you doing with the stick?
Just kind of taking some chunks off of it. Okay?
he just looks bereft. He's like, that was my stick.
Well, I mean, it's looking nicer. It's not just a.
I mean, it looks really nice to you. To him, it no longer looks like a stick.
It's more like a toothpick.
Right.
And I'm gonna give it back to him.
And he takes it. Very sad. Very confused. What did I do?
Use it.
What did I do to deserve this?
No, keep it and use it. It's a tool.
And he puts it back on the ground and he tries to kick it and it snaps in half and he's just like...
Well, I was gonna ask you a favor, but I don't think you're gonna do anything for me now.
Ricky's
no,
just...
I'll still ask. Anyways, you sit here a lot, don't you?
Not anymore.
It's like your spot.
It was.
What do you mean was? You're still sitting here. You're still gonna sit here.
I'm gonna have to go find
Right.
another stick.
No, well, I'll find you a million sticks, okay? Are you gonna still sit here?
What?
Are you going to still sit here
I-
for a while, for days, for hours? I don't know, whatever you do. What do you even do with your life?
I don't know!
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna walk down, kind of looking for a new stick for him, okay?
Alright. So...
Do I find any?
Not in the immediate area. Up here, the skyscrapers, sticks are pretty rare. And as you remember, as you're walking around looking for one, Ricky found the last dry stick before the flood came in.
Oh, yeah. That's... Alright. I go back to the bench, to Ricky.
He's just sitting there, like, holding the 2 pieces of his toothpick in his hand now.
He's got the shavings on the ground. He could take that, too. So... Ricky, if you wait here, I will find you another stick. Okay?
Okay.
In the meantime, I need you to just pay attention to this guy over here, okay?
To Jack?
Yeah.
So, I want you on your character sheet.
Okay.
In the information panel in the top left-hand part, under
Yes.
XP.
Okay.
It's going to be right here. Go ahead and mark down 1 XP.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a GM intrusion. Normally,
Okay.
when a GM intrusion happens, you get XP for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can deny the GM intrusion because that means something potentially bad is about to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm quite aware. Big things happen.
Yeah, but you have to have XP to spend to make that bad thing go away.
Yes.
Because you didn't have any XP, you don't get to deny this.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead and mark 1 XP.
Got it.
Ricky takes a look back. He's like, "You mean Jack?"
Yeah.
And he looks. He's like, "I can't do that, ma'am. Like, Jack's not very nice. He wouldn't like that." And he gets up and he's like, "I should probably go." And he starts picking up his wood shavings, putting them in his hand, and he just starts to turn to leave.
I'm gonna kind of yell over to him, say, "I owe you 1 stick."
He doesn't respond to it as he just kind of shuffles off, and you can see him. He's leaving down the ramp.
Damn Hooligan. All right, going back to my shack.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in, and you can see Meowbot has woken up and is now hovering across the room. It's just making every now and then. It's like, meow.
Okay. Half of me wants to wait out, kinda, bringing some of my tech out with me and just kinda, sprawling out and tinkering, messing with my, I don't know, my cane, see if I can do any improvements with it.
Sure.
And then maybe he'll leave and I can follow, so I might keep some of my goodies with me. I don't know his timing, though. I haven't paid attention to him.
That's very true.
Anyone.
Or anyone.
Or anyone.
So yeah, you decide that, what might be best. Maybe we should get working on some things. This will figure itself out, and then I can jump in on it. Something.
Yeah, I'm gonna scout it out.
Yeah. So you go back to your shack. You step inside. You're looking at Meowbot. He's moseying about, and you look over at the tool bench that you were working on, and you immediately notice something's wrong.
Okay.
Things were not where you left them.
Oh.
Meowbot knows better to jump onto the tool bench.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why he's been...
Yeah. He's usually in the corners, hovering around the backside, never towards the tool bench. You've yelled at him way too many times for that.
Of course. So Meowbot must have seen if anyone was in here, right?
Potentially.
Does Meowbot have the perception to be able to answer a question for me?
I mean, he has perception. Does he have the intellect? Probably not, since he can only respond in meows. Unless you can speak cat. There's a chance. There's always a chance. If you want to just try and talk with Meowbot, you can do so.
I'm gonna ask Meowbot, like a crazy old lady I am. I'm gonna say, Meowbot, was there someone in here?
Meowbot's gonna turn around and hover. Just meow. Go ahead and give me a level 3 intellect task.
Okay. There's nothing I have that says speaks cat, right?
Yeah, but is there anything you think that might be useful that you could argue?
I mean, my perception. I mean, to be perceptive means to be perceptive to all body language. I know it's a robot.
Yeah, no, that would definitely apply. So that's going to drop it down to a level 2.
All right.
If you want, you also have intellect points that you can spend. If you want to lower that down further, that would be applying a level of effort. It costs 3 points to do so.
Ooh.
And that would drop it down to level 1.
You know what? I might want to do that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in the current section here, you can write.
Is that right?
Should be 15.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, so that lowers it down by applying a level of effort to your int task to level 1.
Okay.
So now I only need a 3 on the die or above. So roll a d20.
Okay. Oh my god.
14. Nice.
All right, I really understood my cat.
Yes. Meowbot says meow, and you immediately are like, that's an affirmation meow. Absolutely.
Yep.
So
I knew it.
Go ahead and keep asking any questions, and you'll be able to get yes or no answers from this.
Well, was it one person?
He gives you an affirmative meow.
Do we know them? You see how he looks at me?
Meowbot gives you a negative meow.
Oh.
You don't know if that means that you don't know him, or if Meowbot doesn't know him.
Well, because he probably didn't see the two people earlier with whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Did he have a package?
Affirmative meow.
Oh. Did he take something?
Affirmative meow.
Yeah, of course he did. It's goddamn hooligans.
And with that, Meowbot hovers and walks back over, or hovers back over to where he was sitting on another bench. And you can see his little laser blaster nose is like bouncing into a thing as he's purring up against it.
Okay, so should I investigate?
That's up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
So you go and take a look? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You walk over and you take a look, and you notice that the bench that he's rubbing up against, the shelf has been pulled out and pushed back in, but it wasn't pushed in all the way. And so as you open it up, you see a little small cloth bundle wrapped in there that wasn't there before.
Does it look exactly like the one that the other guy was carrying?
It looks very similar.
Okay, similar.
You're trying to think. You're trying to think because like it couldn't be the same one, unless he came back because you saw him leave
with it. But I'm trying to understand if maybe it's the same thing consistently, you know?
Yeah.
Because then maybe I could figure out what Jack has.
All right.
Jack shit, obviously.
Clearly.
Okay, well, I want to be very cautious with this, just in case, since, you know, I'm an ornery, suspicious old lady. It could be a bomb.
Absolutely.
So I think I'll go ahead and get a couple of my, I'll get my gloves first.
Your fingerless gloves.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get a couple of my tools, and I'm going to kind of, like... I'm going to keep it in the drawer, obviously.
Okay, obviously.
It's not going anywhere. It's got wrapping on it?
Yeah, it's wrapped in cloth, yes.
And does it have, like, a twine to hold it?
No, it's just sort of wrapped over itself. Like an asshole who, like, wraps up the bread and tucks it under. It's kind of like that.
Then I'm going to grab something that's, like, pliers and just, like, pull at, like, a little bit from below and see if I can just let it flip in itself.
Sure.
Just go, yeah.
So you precision care very carefully.
Yeah.
Reach in with your tools, grab a corner of the cloth, and then rip that sucker out.
Yep.
And then as you do, you hear some of the contents fall into the drawer. But you also see a holotape that was wrapped up inside of the thing whip out and slam into the wall. You hear Meowbot, like, go, meow!
Who needed that? I want to look in the drawer.
Yeah, so in the drawer, you see what looks to be some sort of key card.
Okay. Okay, grab it.
Yeah, you pick it up, and it's a thicker military-grade key access card. You've seen these before in the past, dealing with like underground bunkers and stuff like that. You don't know. This one definitely isn't part of your collection. This is a new thing, because as you look on the back, you see there's a bunch of a serial number written across that you're not familiar with.
Okay. Is there anything else in the drawer?
Along with the regular scrap that was already there, you see there's a stim pack that wasn't there before.
Just snag that. Throw that in one of my bags.
Yeah, go ahead and write down stim pack. And then roll a d6 when you're done.
I'll do the d6.
6!
Ooh.
Nice. So this is a level 8 stim pack.
Ooh.
It heals 8 points to either your might or speed pool. And you can divide it up amongst the two however you see fit. So anytime you get damaged or you use up your points, you'll be able to use that to top yourself back up.
Cool. All right, I like that. That was whoever left that was really nice. All right, I guess I'll go find that holotape that got flung. See if I broke it.
You walk across the room. You're like, all right, well, And so you're looking around, and it fell behind like a desk or something. And you're like looking around. You're asking Meowbot, "Did you see where it goes?" And Meowbot's giving you a negative meow, and you're like, "All right, fucking." So eventually, you kind of crawl back behind there, crick your neck, stand back up, and you got yourself a holotape. Seems to be mostly fine. Maybe it's got a ding on it. The wall, which was like the aluminum siding, definitely has a new dent in it, but whatever.
It was a piece of shit wall anyway.
Yeah, it's barely a wall.
Right. Well, I'd like to look at the holotape then.
Yeah, so, you take out your pip pad, and you press the little eject button, and you pop this little orange and white tape into it. The holotapes themselves are made to look sort of like clunky VHS, but the tape itself is made of like crystalline fibers. What are you doing there?
I'm doing the thing. It's
are you LARPing it out?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
My pip pad.
Got it. And so once you pop it in, you see that a couple of files pop up. There's some notes. You click on those first, just because they're the first ones there, and they're sort of scrambled. You can't read anything. It's just kind of jumbled mess. But the last thing is an audio recording that's like 30 seconds long.
I'd like to listen to it.
So yeah, you click it, and you're like, if you're hearing this message, that means you've been trusted with this information. I hope it finds you well. We need to get inside the secret location located nearby. And then it starts going in to tell you that there is a building here in Berky that has been locked down for a really long time. You yourself are familiar with it. In the middle of Berky, there's a giant skyscraper. It's probably one of the only ones that didn't topple over once everything went to shit. But it's also one that no one's been able to get inside. It's like a mega structure. Couple 100 stories, buildings toppled on top of it, still standing, no windows. The doors seem to have like big giant security like lockdown things, and then the flood came, which means there's no real way to get inside.
Okay. Sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, but you're familiar with it. You've always wanted to know more about it. You've never found any information about it. And here it is kind of sitting in your pip pad.
Okay. Well, obviously there must be a connection elsewhere, though, to have all these matching packages. I wonder, did Jack get the same thing? Is this some sort of goddamn golden ticket bullshit? Everybody gets to go to the Alright, I'm gonna pack some of my things up. I'm gonna grab the card with me. And what time of day is it?
It's still midday. You got probably 4 or 5 hours before the sun starts to go down.
How far is it?
Where you are currently, it's probably 45 minutes just because of having to walk across the bridges and get over and everything like that. But you don't know necessarily where this key card goes to and how that deals with getting inside, so.
Yeah, that's better for like a next day kind of thing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna still pack up my things, make it so it's all ready to go for the morning. Old lady like me, I wake up, early bird catches the worm. Well, early bird gets the factory first. So, yeah, I think, can I sit around and wait and see if any more hub happens around in the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you're like, okay, it's getting about 3 p.m., time to go to bed.
I'm not that old.
And so Don goes to bed and rests the next day. She gets up. Go ahead and refill your intellect pool.
Okay.
As you sort of get everything together, you take a peek outside to see what the activity's like, and it's more or less the same. Okay. Nothing bustling, nothing moving. You do see Ricky. He's making his way over towards, presumably, the bench next to Jack's shack.
Oh, Ricky. You know what? Let me go up to Ricky.
Okay. Yeah, you see Ricky. He's still empty-handed. He's just kind of sitting at the bench now. He looks kind of sad as he's just pretending to kick a stick, presumably, on the
I I think I'd like to ask him if he'd like to escort this old lady to somewhere a little bit far tomorrow, and we'll find a stick on the way there.
Sorry, ma'am. I can't.
What are you doing? You're not even kicking a stick anymore.
I know, but I can't.
What do you mean you can't? You got parents who say you're grounded?
No.
What?
No, and he sort of looks down and he's just like, I was told I have to sit on this bench.
By who?
I can't tell you.
Oh, so if I tell you to sit on the bench, then you say, no, I can't do it. Oh.
What a dick.
Okay. Now, are you sure you don't want to escort an old lady? You can get all the sticks you want. You don't have to worry about whoever's going to yell at you for not sitting on the bench. We'll just say that you sat here all day, okay?
I can't. I have to sit here.
What are you waiting for?
Nothing.
Oh. Can I intimidate him?
Absolutely, yeah. So
I'd like to intimidate him.
He's a level 2 NPC. So this is a level 2 task.
Okay.
It's intellect based.
Okay.
Do you have anything that might help with intimidating him?
I don't think I'm gonna need it. Let's just try it.
Cool. Then I need a 6 or above on a D20.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it. I already knew he was gonna. Okay. So, Ricky, I need you to tell me, what are you waiting?
I was told to sit here and wait and write down, and he pulls out a little piece of paper from his pocket. Anybody who comes over here and walks into Jack's shack.
For whom?
I can't tell you.
Has anyone walked in?
He looks down at the paper. You can see something's written on it, and as you go to look at it, he kind of puts it back into his pocket. Yes?
And was it important?
I don't know. I don't know if it's important or not. I'm just supposed to write down...
How do you know if you need to sit here or not?
'Cause...
Just help an old lady out, okay? I don't have much longer to live. I might die on the way out there. Do you want that on your head?
No.
Okay, then you're gonna help me tomorrow, right?
I guess.
Okay, good. Now pack some snacks. I'll pack some water. Okay?
Oh.
We're taking a field trip, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. All
He's
right.
just really
Meet at the bench
confused.
early. Huh?
She's just really confused, and he's like, okay. You can see him pull out a piece of paper, and he starts writing down, old lady came to the bench.
Wait a second. Did you write me down on that list? I entered there. Did you put me down?
Yes.
Did you put me down as old lady?
No.
Well, you should have.
I put down the nice old lady.
Oh! Brownie points. All right. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Dress warm, just in case.
Looks out as the scorching desert wind is like blowing past the ramshackle shacks of the area. As it's the hottest day of the summer right now, currently.
I'm gonna start walking away.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. So I think that was a pretty good interaction. I think me and Ricky are gonna go ahead and do that in the morning. So I'm just gonna tinker away and rest up.
Cool. Yeah. That sounds great.
Great.
Yeah. So like I said, you go to bed, you wake up the crack before the crack of dawn. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
You get ready. Meowbot is purring at the foot of the bed.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Clank, clank.
There's a... I mean, of course there's coffee in the wasteland, right?
I mean, there's wasteland coffee.
I'll take it.
Cool.
Whatever it is. Gruel. Mud.
Yeah, it's not unlike mud.
Yeah, okay, good. I mean, I'm old. My taste buds are gone anyways, so might as well just drink mud.
Right.
Do that stuff.
It's not actually mud, but it might as well be mud. Basically, you take some plants that, when you mix them together, is an upper, and then you mix that with some water, or you boil that, and then you string that out into a cup, and then you drink that. And
Perfect.
That'll put a pep in your step.
That's all I need.
Cool.
Okay. I think I think it's a good idea to let Meowbot stay here.
Okay.
And watch the place.
Yeah.
Because is there a guard mode for Meowbot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make him hiss and stuff.
Yeah, he'll hiss. He's also got a laser rifle attached to his face.
Perfect.
So
no, he's got it. He'll take care of the shack. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna grab my pack, my tool belt, canteen, lantern, stick, clothing, flask. Always good. Definitely have just about everything except for Meowbot, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I don't need my power fist.
You're gonna leave your power fist behind?
Okay, maybe I won't. Just in case I gotta break a wall. You
never know.
Okay. And then of course the key card, and I'm gonna start meeting over at the bench for Ricky.
Yeah, so you walk over there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and Ricky is not there.
Damn kids.
You can
I'll
see
wait half an hour.
it's pretty dark out right now.
Yeah, of course.
There are a couple of like trash can fires that have been lit, as is the normal for the area.
Okay.
And the ashes and embers have started to like turn over from the night previous. So it's dimly lit, but you walk over there, fucking Ricky's not there, and you're like, all right, well, let's just wait for 30 minutes. Maybe he's running be late. That's true. You do have your lantern.
I'll light the way. Okay, anyways, sorry.
30 minutes goes by. Ricky is nowhere in sight.
Of course not. Well, he's not getting that goddamn stick. Alright. I'm going. I'm not waiting for this kid.
Okay.
He is gonna hear it from me.
I'm sure he will.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna start trekking. It's only 45 minutes. I can get back before dinner and then feed the I guess Meowbot doesn't need feeding, but, I pretend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it should be noon by then, and then you'll be ready for bed.
Yeah.
3.
I go to bed by 3, okay?
Yeah, you'll get ready to start winding down to go to bed.
Yes, okay. Alright, let's get going.
Yeah, so you make your way out of the of your floor of your skyscraper that you're in, across the bridge. As you walk across the bridge, this ramp area that you're in, you're making your way across to where the big lift is. There's a giant pulley system that got established decades ago. Some big fancy smancy Vault Tech engineer, or at least he was wearing a Vault Tech engineer suit, helped establish this particular device, and you helped maintain it, essentially. What it is it's a giant pulley system that has like 3 or 4 giant bridges that kind of go up and down and rearrange themselves. They can turn right-hand corners and stuff like that, and you swing around from different areas to reach the different sides of the buildings that are around the area. Most of the time, though, it's just used from going from like one floor to the ground floor.
Of course.
But it has the capability of being able to swing around different sides and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It can do really awesome things, but nobody ever decides
does that because they're lazy, and that... Nah.
It just means they gotta do more of this and that and the other.
Plus, it's very loud. That's the other thing. So, like, it's huge, like, big cranks, chains, creaking metal, all that kind of stuff.
Sweet sound of music.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
So, heading over towards the mega structure in the middle of Berky, you sort of make your way over towards the lift. You can see there's always like some guards set up around the settlement. It's more formality at this point. You don't get a whole lot of dangerous activity here in Berky, especially during the flood months, just because there's like 10 feet of water all around. Anybody who's dumb enough to like try and break in is not going to be able to leave, except for the fun way, which is they push somebody off the fucking bridge and let them land down below. But that's usually only used for like court, so you don't have to worry about that too much.
What are we, pirates?
I mean, no, definitely not.
I'm off the brig.
But you see one of the guards. He's currently napping next to the control levers for one of the lifts. And this lift you need to use to move up a level to get to the next building to make your way across.
Okay. Did you hear the ambulance? I'm sorry. I just heard it go by. I was like really loud. Okay, so is he using it? Is he doing it?
No, he's asleep in a chair, sitting next to it. He's just like arms crossed.
I'm just gonna wake him up then.
How are you gonna wake him up?
I'm gonna poke him with my stick. What do you think I'm gonna do?
Yeah, so you give him a good poke, and he's like, "Oh, we're under attack! What?" Huh?
It's all right. I just, Hi, how's it going? Good morning.
Morning. And he looks up and it's pitch black outside. It's like, what? What time is it?
Does he need the lantern? I can light it.
Yeah, go for it. You go for it. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow,
There's a spider wiggling its butt at me. I don't really like it right now.
You wanna...
yeah, just go ahead and give me 1 second while I just,
While you burn down your house real quick? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. BRBO.